Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back with another Power Book 3, Raising Kanan Season 3 theory and prediction video. And today, my theory will break down not only how Snaps and Pop will orchestrate the kidnapping of Jukebox for ransom, but I'll also detail how Kanan will end up way over his head, and it's gonna cost him, like Rock and Jukebox have been telling him this entire season. And finally, I also will explain how Ronnie ends up dying for Kanan in a surprise twist of events. And Rock saves both Kanan and Jukebox in the end by the end of the grand finale, guaranteeing Ronnie never becomes Breeze. This video is going to be another banger, so go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel so y'all can get this fire every day. And since you know you love this content, you can support this channel by sending a donation to the Cash App, jpeterson91, or blessing your brother with a super thanks right above the comment section in your phone. Thanks in advance. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right now, y'all. So let's break this down like this. Before we talk about Jukebox apparent kidnapping in this season finale, let's first give some backstory to what would have led up to this event and why it's gonna go down. In episode 6, we seen Rock and Marvin doing their Googles as they ended up finding out that Kanan had recently started selling heroin with Ronnie, with Snaps and Pop being their financial backers. This caused a big issue for Rock and Marvin, who had inherently become fierce competitors with Ronnie and Kanan before snitching. And with the death of Juliana, who had been doing side deals with Joaquin's drugs. By the way, Joaquin, soft as fuck. I got a video on that coming. So in episode 9, it starts off with Ronnie and Kanan back at square one with no connect with a supply and with a debt now being owed to both Snaps and Pop. And for the first time, we seen an angry Snaps tell Ronnie he better find a way to fix this mess. It was scenes of Rock getting shot at, Kanan getting kidnapped, and now we have a scene of Jukebox having a gun pointed at him. It's very clear that Snaps, Pop, Ronnie, and maybe even Kanan have cooked up several different plans to get rid of the competition and make back the money they lost. But it's probably not as it seems. Sidebar. Kanan will likely end up being a pawn in this whole situation, but I'll get back to that later on in this video. But in a nutshell, they're losing money in the game right now, so killing Rock would not solve that particular problem. And here is the basis for my theory now. Unless Crystal is connected to some real goons in the streets and still wants harm to come to Jukebox, we can assume Jukebox has no street beef. Plus, Crystal is likely to replace Juke and Butter anyways and get exactly what she wanted the whole time. So if anyone points a gun in Jukebox's face, it would have to be in some kind of connection to Ronnie, Pop, and Snaps. We can't rule out Ronnie just being wild and pointing a gun in Juke's face either. But in a recent video, I mentioned the possibility of Snaps and Pop kidnapping Kanan, with Kanan possibly being in on it. Well, what I have here is a different spin on that theory that is just as likely to happen, and it involves Jukebox being kidnapped and Ronnie ending up dying for Kanan. Now, Snaps and Pop seem more concerned with the business than Kanan himself. They don't have kids. They don't care about Kanan in the way that Ronnie does. So in all due reality, they can't be trusted. They are former bank robbers. And when you from the streets, the saying always goes, ain't no honor amongst thieves. Snaps and Pop, being OGs in the game and having been through wars in their lifetime already, would know that the best way to break Rock and Marvin mentally and get in their pockets would be to kidnap both Kanan and Jukebox and hold them for ransom. So like with Kanan, as I referenced earlier, he is still very green in this game. He never hit a real lick. never kidnapped nobody. Like Jukebox told him, he's still just a scared little boy trying to prove to his mama that he's a man. Snaps and Pops still realize he isn't built to be killing his mother and uncle. So they will likely tell him one thing while hiding the truth of their real plans from Kanan entirely, ending up with Jukebox kidnapped as a bargaining chip, with Marvin frantically and angrily searching the streets for his baby girl, bringing out the savage Marvin with the angry face that we haven't seen since he shot at Unique and Jerome at the end of season 1. But we got a glimpse of in the hospital with Gerald. We have not seen Marvin have an angry kill since season 1. In the preview, we see Kanan and Ronnie will be in the warehouse or something at some point. This could be where Jukebox is being held. All in all, we're going to see Kanan be in over his head. Snaps and Pop will give Kanan the opportunity to kill Rock himself, and he will realize that he can't do it. Snaps and Pop will then turn on Kanan, possibly attempt to shoot Kanan. And in a surprise turn of events, we will see Ronnie jump in the way of the bullet and save Kanan's life due to his dedication and loyalty to Defcon, who may or may not be his lover. Ronnie dies from his bullet wounds. In the middle of all of this, a shootout will ensue between Snaps and Pop's side, right? And Marvin and Rock's side. Marvin may not be there though. He may end up in jail, but that's another thing, right? But they will find out that Rock had a contingency plan. She has some kind of backup plan. Somehow, some way, because this is TV, Jukebox, Kanan, and Rock will all come out of this. And they all already just finished shooting season 4. So you know they all make it to next season, including Lou and Marvin, all right? And in the middle of this will also be Jukebox's first experience with kidnapping. And it will stay with her. And she will eventually use the art of kidnapping as her own method of getting money, leading her to be the Jukebox we eventually see holding Tariq hostage in OG power.